Hello everyone. This is our second lecture of weather modification, and in the last section we just discussed about the history of cloud modification or weather modification or climate controls, and here we are going to discuss the science of cloud seeding. Here we just having a look into the ancient cloud seeding things or the background of cloud seeding and what is cloud seeding or why we are going behind the cloud seeding. Okay, first of all we can have a look on the background. Actually by the year of 2025, two-thirds of the world population will live under severe water stress, as we all know. It's also said by World Meteorological Organization. And yes, even though the India gets high amount of rainfall compared to many other countries, the large infrastructure and water intensive agricultural practices makes India vulnerable to even minor swings in rainfall. Even less than 5% of decrease in rainfall may cause severe water scarcity in India, and the rapid growth of agricultural and industrial sectors along with the population explosion makes India particularly vulnerable to drought or water scarcity, and the water related problems within the states are also visible. I think India is at its absolute limit of water, and while we are thinking of some mitigation measures to overcome this situation, what we can do is, of course, intelligent utilization of available water resources and water harvesting. And what if we think of a new source of water? And here comes the importance of artificial rain making. In order to make the rain artificially, we can only do cloud seeding. But remember, the atmospheric vapor is only 0.001% of the total water in the hydrosphere. Okay, and okay, let's have a look on the some traditions or rituals that's related to cloud seeding that happened in America. I think still there was some ritual like that by the American Indians as well as Indians. Okay, let's have a look. That is, these are the American tribes, and they perform a rain dance as part of their cultural activities, and they believe that by pleasing the rain god, he would provide adequate rain for their crops. That is a rain dance by American Indians, and I think each tribe had a different gods and ceremony for their own rain needs, and because each one have their own rain needs, and they have different rain gods and different ceremonies for appeasing the rain god. And the tribes were similar in the fact that each one of them relied on the rhythmic dance in their events. Okay. Similar was in the case of Indians, and according to the Rig Veda, the earliest accepted gods were the Dashpida. Dashpida means our sky father, and Prithvi Mother. Prithvi Mother is earth mother, and the Vayu, the wind god, and of course the Perjanya. Perjanya is the rain god, and even you may be familiar with the word Perjanya because even in our KU title song itself there was the word Perjanya. There is the word Perjanya, that is the Perjanya Devata, that is the rain god. According to some Indian methodology, rain god is, or the blessings from rain god is essential for better agricultural results. And the other is Surya, that is the sun god, and Varuna, the god of oceans, and Agni, the fire god, and of course the Indra, the war god. And here we can clearly see that the gods, all gods are related to our nature, and there was a specific space for rain also. Okay, before starting the cloud seeding process, actually we are all familiar with the cloud formation. So I don't think there is a room for explaining cloud formation, but I am just illustrating a simple figure to refresh the process. With the help of sunlight, the ground gets warmed, and the warm air above the ground gets raised, and the rising air parcel gets cooled and condensed when going up. And in the third round figure, the blue dots represent the moisture in the cloud, and when it dries up, the moisture content will increase, and in a particular level the moisture gets saturated and started to condense and then fall as rain or water drop. Okay, then why we are going to do the cloud seeding, or what's the importance of cloud seeding, or why we are doing cloud seeding? Okay, cloud seeding has been subsequently used to enhance precipitation, of course, enhance precipitation. also for dissipating the fog and even modifying hurricanes or decrease lightning or hail in thunderstorms. Okay, cloud seeding can occur naturally, but it's more often done by humans. Okay, natural cloud seeding occurs when the fall streaks composed of ice crystals from cirrus cloud, that is the upper clouds, fall into cumulus or stratus cloud, that is lower in the atmosphere. Some sort of cloud seeding will happen naturally, and the ice crystal act like seeds to start the formation of larger crystals, this leads to the raindrop formation. The silver iodide has been used in cloud seeding or artificial cloud seeding because it has a similar physical structure to natural ice crystals. Okay, why? Because the silver iodide can completely replace the natural ice crystals. That way, we prefer silver iodide to ice crystal. It is often used in combination with dry ice, which is very cold. Okay. We often use the combination of silver iodide with the dry ice. The silver iodide lowers the temperature in the cloud and provides more ice crystal seeds. Actually, I think they act as a cloud condensation nuclei, and it doesn't freeze out the liquid water either. Okay, and the ice crystal grow from the liquid freezing onto them, and then the ice lumps together. Okay, what the idea is, the ice crystal act as a cloud condensation nuclei and absorb the other smaller water droplets or ice in the cloud itself and just grow. Okay, just grow and get heavier and ready enough to fall as rain droplets or water droplets. And the ice crystal then fall and increase snow and then melt before reaching the ground, produce rain. You should just refresh. Okay. And this is a hole developed in a cloud 45 minutes after the cloud is get seeded. Which implies that the seeded particles may be a silver iodide or a dry ice, which makes the cloud condensed and fall as rain and make a hole in the cloud. And the next application of cloud seeding is, of course, dissipation. The cloud seeding isn't just used for enhancing precipitation; it can also be used to evaporate the fog and clouds. Okay, and airports. When the fog is very cold, adding large quantities of dry ice causes the fog to dissipate because it turns all the liquid to ice and the ice settles the ground, leaving the air clean. Dry ice cools the liquid, supercooled water droplets even further, and the droplets turn into ice crystals. However, this only works with fog that is very cold but not ice, because we can make our ice out of very cold fog. That's the idea behind that. And the hail and the lightning can be very damaging. Okay, adding large amount of dry ice to thunderstorm has the potential to suppress the formation of hail. Okay, hail suppression. Since hail can cause intra-cloud lightning, suppression of hail causes suppression of lightning too. And certain Russian scientists claim this method of hail suppression works very well, while US scientists say the experiments are inconclusive from experiments conducted in early mid-90s. It's a highly controversial topic because certain scientists oppose cloud seeding and some supporting. Sorry. And the next application is maybe in the hurricane modification. Hurricane modification was only tried a couple of times in 1960s. And the first time that hurricane was seeded, the hurricane slightly weakened and the eye of the hurricane became much larger. And then the second time, the hurricane weakened dramatically. It is still unknown whether this hurricane would have weakened naturally or if the seeding had something to do with that. However, it is difficult to do experiments with seeding of hurricanes now because the potential for changes in path or strength which could result in significant damage and legal liabilities. Actually, there was an incident in I think the hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean. I just forgot the place name, but the hurricane was in the Atlantic Ocean, and they just seeded the hurricane in order to dissipate it in the ocean itself. But unfortunately, the hurricane changed its path, and it causes a landfall, and it was just catastrophic and even caused some death. I don't think everyone doesn't prefer hurricane modifications because that may have a dual effect. Maybe it's get dissipated or it may be more devastating. The use of cloud seeding is very controversial. Some people say it isn't worth worth the resources, because even the most dramatic rainfall increase is only 5 to 20%, and if it done incorrectly, it can even reduce the amount of rainfall that might harm for the dissipating clouds. That's true. And if it does work, some people say it will alter energy transport across the world and have catastrophic repercussions in the future. That's true. That's also true. And some countries employ cloud seeding to try and maintain the level of precipitation high enough to support them, but think nothing of the country downstream who would have gotten the rainfall and the clouds have not been seeded. Even at the local level, seeding put in place could result in the reduction of rainfall downwind on the another place and negatively impact their crops, resulting in potential loss. And also at the 2008 Summer Olympic Games, Beijing employed cloud seeding to clear the air of pollutants and to keep it from raining over the Bird's Nest Stadium. I think, yes, the Bird's Nest Stadium while the games was going on. And the occurrence like this may become more frequent if climate change alters precipitation patterns and we try to adapt to it with cloud seed. I think that's it for today, and